Talk away there.
Good evening.
How's it going, lads?
How you
How are
doing?
you doing?
I don't think it's just live yet, but just yeah. Right. I think what yeah,
See it there now, yeah.
I think so. It's a learning process. Right. I think we're good. Dee. Yeah, we are live, boys. We are live.
Welcome.
Right. What is the crack, boys? Welcome to another episode of That Sound Podcast. Um, Welcome. This is our first and hopefully first of many live chats on our podcast here. We're going to touch on our top three Aussie tracks, seeing as if we are all big Aussie fans and obviously the news. But a big welcome to Bobo and Rob and Eric. How are you, boys?
Grand, grand, grand.
How's it going, lads?
Uh,
Right, looking forward to this.
yes, it's uncharted territory, Rob. For well, myself and yourself dabbled a little bit here and there. We were chatting over the show, I believe. Did we do lives on the show? The back to the beginning.
No, we posted videos for that, but we did lives last week when Ozzy unfortunately passed away. We did a
Yeah,
couple of
yeah,
live streams, and they were quite successful. So,
yeah. What did you think now, boys? The dust has settled a little bit. How's your reactions, or how's the heart now after a few days have passed?
Yeah, it's amazing how when someone passes, like you don't know them, but how it affects you. I was a bit low actually when I heard the news. Obviously, it was a bit of a shock, and I know you lads are asking to come on for a chat, and I to be honest, lads, my head was in the bin. I didn't want to jump on, but it's mental. Like I felt that way when Chester went as well. It's like it's weird when you don't know them, but you feel like you a connection to them or something. It's strange. Like
Yeah, as I was saying off air there, I found it hard going back watching the footage of the show in Villa Park. And Bobo, you that was there. It must be even tougher for you to watch it.
When I watched it back, I mean, I remember on the day thinking, this man is very sick. But when you actually see it, the thing I got is I just was rooting him to succeed because he was giving it everything he had. And we know now from what everyone's saying, he was just hanging on for that last show.
Yeah,
So I think the thing I take out from is every day when I see the bench, there's more and more flowers around it.
yeah,
yeah,
So, I mean, that outpouring of respect and from non-rock musicians, Rod Stewart, Liam Gallagher, Elton John, everyone, country stars I've seen talking about him on stage. So universally loved.
yeah, definitely. I actually seen there was like a DHL or something like was shipped flowers to the bench today, and it was like delivered to the bench, and the guy was putting them out. But yeah, look, it is very sad. But for me personally, I have to hold my hands up. I was late to the Black Sabbath party and the Aussie party. I don't know what it was growing up. I just didn't gravitate towards them. But I've definitely, actually, since Rob and Eric and myself started doing some album reviews, and I kind of was like, "Oh, you idiot! Like, what were you waiting for? What did you waited too long to dive into this music? Like, it's absolutely fantastic." And some of the tracks, I'm sure we're going to get into of Ozzy's his own stuff, amazing stuff, and some of the musicians that he had along the way was amazing. Like, who stood out for you, Rob? That was in some of the bands.
oh, like he had an unbelievable talent on
it is.
through all his albums. So we're talking guitar players. Zach Wilde, obviously, unbelievable guitar player.
Randy
Randy Rhodes,
Rhodes.
of course, two albums, but like what a legacy he left.
Yeah,
Jake E. Lee, even players like Gus G, who had a small part to play, but they were still amazing guitar players, amazing bass players like Rudy Sarzo, who I'm a massive fan of. We played a Whitesnake, obviously, and Quiet Riot. Bob Daisley, who was also a fantastic songwriter and bass player. Robert
Rod
Trujillo of
Trujillo from Metallica.
Metallica fame.
Yeah,
Mike Inez of Alice in Chains fame. This is ridiculous. And then you talk about drummers,
Mike Borden.
Mike Borden of Fate No More fame,
Yeah.
Lee Kerslake,
Tommy Aldridge.
Tommy Aldridge, Whitesnake, Black Oak, Arkansas. Like, just what an unbelievable list of fantastic musicians that followed Ozzy around the place and made all these fantastic albums. So, and it was funny when he passed away last week. I went back to the beginning, and I'd been listening to a lot of Black Sabbath albums in the lead up to the gig, but I hadn't been listening to so much of the Ozzy solo stuff. So I decided, right, I'm going to go back to the start on the Ozzy solo stuff. And like I've listened through, like, all his albums, like I'd say the first maybe 6, 7, 8. And yeah, like unbelievable, unbelievable. And the different styles of music he was able to cover, like,
Yeah,
he went in the early 80s with Randy Rhoads. It's a very different sound to what he had with Zakk Wylde, to what he had even on the most recent album. His sound kept evolving depending on the musicians that were in the band, the producer, maybe even the environment, like how things were in the music industry at the time and what was popular. So he always moved with the times. But yeah, an absolute legend and a legacy of fantastic music. And it's great to hear people outside the world of rock and metal giving him his flowers. But like, I didn't need to hear any of them boys say Ozzy was great. I always loved Ozzy. I remember, Eric, me and you, when we started jamming first, we were playing Ozzy songs, more probably the Black Sabbath stuff than the Ozzy originals. But
Yeah,
like, we loved Ozzy.
mm,
I
We
loved
loved him.
Ozzy. Yeah, I mean, my earliest memory of Ozzy was from my dad. Like he used to have his stuff playing. He used to Black Sabbath, and then when I got a little bit older, I remember my brother, like he used to buy loads of albums. He was working ahead of me, and he used to go out and buy albums from HMV. And my brother brought all of his albums. We used to throw them on, and then we were mad into the Osbournes as well.
mhm.
Fanboying on that, and like it's just amazing how much like of it. You don't have to be a metal fan to know who Ozzy Osbourne is. Like he's not just associated with metal music. He's a TV personality. He's done so much for music in general. So I think he's just an all around hero.
Absolutely. Well said, boys. Well, we're
I
here
just wanted
tonight.
to go back to.
Go ahead.
Sorry, just wanted to quickly go back to something Robert was saying there about the musicians. Or Rob was saying
Yeah,
Jason Newsted. I think one of his first gigs when he left Metallica was playing with Ozzy.
For
yeah,
yeah,
that's
the
right.
swap wasn't there?
All right. That's
Yeah.
right. Good call.
Crazy. Well, we're here tonight to give our, which is very tough question to ask, our top three Aussie tracks. So we're going to start at three, two, and one. If you're in there listening to us, leave a comment. Let us know what your top three Aussie tracks are. So, Bobo, I'm going to ask you to kick it off. What is your number three?
Yeah, I went back and listened to a lot of Ozzy this morning. And I tried to pick ones that were not the obvious ones. First one I'm going to go for is the 30th anniversary with Hellraiser, where they mixed Motorhead and Ozzy. So we have Ozzy and Lemmy doing a duet. So that's my number three. And the 10-inch of it, you get the Motorhead track and the Ozzy track, and then the A side is the two of them mixed together, and it's perfect.
Savage.
Good. Great shout.
Brilliant.
Class.
Um, brilliant. Rob, should you go next?
I'll go next, right? So at number three for me, it's back to 1980 debut solo album, Blizzard of Oz, and it's Mr. Crowley. Um, and yeah, like this one, fantastic song. It was obviously co-written by Ozzy Osbourne, Randy Rhoads, and Bob Daisley. And funny enough, there was a live studio recording for the video for this, it was copied by Jack Black and Tom Morello's son and all that for the Back to the Beginning. But the original version of that, it had I think it had Tommy Aldridge on drums and
Yeah.
it had Rudy Sarzo on bass. But those guys didn't actually record it. It was Lee Kerslake and it was Bob Daisley that recorded in the studio. So I thought that was an interesting fact. But the thing I love about this song is, as a guitar player, it's got two guitar solos. So that's straight out of the bat. You're talking about something special there. You've got the guitar solo in the middle of the song, a normal part for a guitar solo, but then there's also a fantastic outro guitar solo on the song. And the notes that Randy Rhoads plays, even though it's complex and it's fast, to me, they're as memorable as a vocal line.
Yeah.
I know I can't play it, but in my head I can kind of follow what's been played, and it's just on a different level. And this was Ozzy Osbourne announcing himself on the world stage as a solo artist, and what a way to do it on this song, Mr. Crowley.
I just want to bump in there actually. It's just like I was watching a documentary about him, and that album, The Blizzard of Oz, right? So he got fired from Black Sabbath,
Yeah,
and he spent about 3 months doing nothing, and he put together a band and released that album. within the same year that he'd been fired. Like, I mean, talk about incredible musicianship. Like, not just even like the lyrics and the melody that Ozzy done to it, but like the album itself is just an incredible album to release with that backline of musicians. I'd say Black Sabbath were like,
Yeah.
whoa, better look out here, lads. Like,
I think
unbelievable.
Sharon was a big part of arranging that, getting him up off his arse
Yeah.
and getting connections in the music industry with all these fantastic artists. A big thing with Ozzy's career has been having co-writers on his music, and that's evident throughout my list. But like I think Sharon did great work there to get Ozzy up and running, as it were. But yeah, you're right, Eric. It's a standout album, Blizzard was.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Right, Eric, give us your third.
Okay, geez, I have a full list, lads, right? And I'm gonna avoid. I know you guys are probably gonna announce the bigger ones, so I'm gonna kind of go for the ones that are probably lesser known, but they're still huge hits. So my number three is "Crazy Babies," from the album No Rest for the Wicked. What a guitar line! It's just incredible. He even references the Black Sabbath song, "Never Say Die." His lyrics are "Crazy babies, never say die." It's just brilliant. What I mean, I love that song. I remember back to years ago, MTV2 used to do documentaries about musicians that were big. They done one on Ozzy, and that song featured on the. I remember on the on the actual documentary, and I was just thinking like that song is class. I remember going through all the back catalog, finding the album that was on, because there was no internet back then. You couldn't Google the song or anything like that, so you had to kind of go and find it for yourself. But that's always in my top three, anyways.
Great show. Great show.
Brilliant.
Up to me then. So my number three is I went with I Don't Want to Stop. And the reason I went with it from Black Rain in 2007, I think it was Kerrang that really embedded that song into my head. Um, it's it's very produced, we'll say, but it's very catchy. It's kind of poppy in places too. But I love it. When I think of Ozzy, as I said, I don't know why I didn't really go deep into Ozzy when I was younger. And when I came to that age, then I was in my 20s. And I just wasn't. I don't know what I missed, but that was the one that opened the door for me. And I remembered in the wrestling, I think it was in the wrestling for somebody and the promo videos for something. But I really love that one. And I love the solo in it. I really love the solo in it. So I went with that one. I don't want to stop.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
Bobo, back to you then. Your number two.
I like Eric. I nearly went for something from No Rest for the Wicked because that's Zach Wilde's debut, but I changed my mind and I went for I think the most underrated drum intro. We talk about great drum intros like Judas Priest, Painkiller, and all of that stuff. Over the Mountain is
Over the
brilliant,
mountain. Unbelievable, man.
and it's I think one of Ozzy's best lyrics and his best vocals.
Yeah.
Because following up Blizzard of Oz has to be nearly impossible, but it's a
I agree.
great track to kick that album off.
Unbelievable song. Love it.
Yeah, I
I
just
had that
think
on the list as well, Bobo.
I just think it moves. It
Yeah.
really goes. And Tommy Aldrich, I'm surprised he wasn't at the gig because he's a major part of that
Yeah,
history.
me too. I was surprised
Yeah,
wasn't a part of it myself, actually. But then again,
yeah,
he might have been backstage and, like the lads from Queen, like you didn't see them, they didn't play, but they were there in the back.
Yeah, that's very true. Um, Rob,
Okay, so second one for me, back to 1983, and it's "Bark at the Moon" from the album "Bark at the Moon." So I've tried to represent each of the different eras of Ozzy, shall we say, in the three songs. I haven't stuck on all the same guitarists or all the same era. So this one, of course, is when Jake Ely comes into the band to replace Randy Rhoads,
Mm.
and Tommy Aldridge plays on the studio recording, and Bob Daisy plays in the studio recording. But on the actual album, on the video, should I say, it's Carmine Appice is playing the drums, which is very odd. And there's no bass player in the video. I watched it the other day to see. So I think, as with all these kind of bands where it's a solo artist and they're backed up by musicians, there generally is a revolving door. And I know there was always issues around like songwriting credits and stuff like that. And I think on this one, with Jake Ely, there was a court case and there was over and back for years in relation to who actually wrote the song. But Ozzy is credited with it, is my understanding. I think Jake may have been compensated for it, but Ozzy is credited with it. But why I like the song so much, again, I love Jake E. Lee. I thought he was a fantastic guitar player. Very underrated in the sense that I think Randy just gets so much praise that people maybe he's like Randy overshadows Jake E. Lee a little bit. And I think like Jake E. Lee's stuff it stands up. He's a phenomenal guitar player, a shredder from the LA scene. He joined the band there when they were in turmoil, and he spat out two absolutely fantastic records. The Ultimate Sin and Bark at the Moon. And again, this guitar solo or this song has two guitar solos again. So great for me. It's got the main part of the song, which is a fantastic guitar solo, and then the outro guitar solo. And I don't know if you would have noticed. So Bark at the Moon was played at Back to the Beginning. Nuno Bettencourt, of course, played lead guitar, and Papa the Fifth Perpetua from Ghost sang it. But Nuno, when he's playing that outro guitar solo, it's so precise. It ends on a note, and it's so difficult to actually nail that. But he does it to precision. And just watching that and watching Nuno execute that solo at the end so perfectly, I had like a renewed love of that song and of the guitar playing on that song and of Jake E. Lee. So number 2 for me has to be Bark at the Moon. Love it.
Great show. Great show. So, Eric.
Yeah, again, pulling from a list here, there's so many. But I just have to say, like, in my heart, one of my favorite Ozzy songs is Shot in the Dark, from the Ultimate Sin. What a song. And it's real 80s. It's a real 80s vibe, but it's real, I don't know, I just love it. It's just something about that song. It just sounds incredible. The guitar solo in it is amazing. Ozzy's voice is amazing. The lyrics are class. I remember the cheesy video they used to have on Kerrang. It was funny, but it's just a great song. I really love that song.
Cool. So up to me. So my number 2 is from Osmosis in '95. I went with Perry Mason. Love that song. Sure. I love it. The strings to open with and the drum sound is theatrical. His vocals bring you on a ride. It's like it's a journey or something. It's like it just pumps you up. Something about it. I think the flow of it and the groove of it is absolutely fantastic. It really brings you in every time I hear it when it comes on random spotless. That one always gets turned up. I absolutely love that song. Yeah. Love it.
I thought that band were the Hailstorm. They done a great cover of that on the day.
Yeah.
I thought that was an unbelievable cover.
I just think she oversings everything. She reminds me of Glenn Hughes, just pedal it back a little bit. She definitely has the chops, but no, they just didn't work for me on the day. I was just like, no.
It's a no from you, Bobo.
No, yeah, great song, and I have to give them their chops. That song was stuck in my head for the rest of the day. It's a real airworm.
Oh, it is, yeah. I like it. So, boys, we're down to our number 1. We possibly have a bit of crossover here. So let's see where it goes. Bobo, kick us off.
I am gonna go back to Blizzard of Oz, like Eric said. Brilliant album, and this is controversial. I'm gonna go for I Don't Know because I think the riff is better than Crazy Train, and I think it's a brilliant way to kick off an album. And Eric may be right. Maybe Black Sabbath were a bit squeaky bum time, but I think Heaven and Hell and Blizzard of Oz, I can't separate them as two great albums that year. Indeed, I mean 1980. We were all very young then, but yeah, I don't know. I think the riff is ferocious. I think Randy Rhoads playing is off the scale on a great solo, and it's my favorite Ozzy lyric as well. Yeah. Don't ask me, I don't know.
Yeah. I listened to it today. It was definitely in contention for me too. Great shout. So who's next? Rob?
Yeah, so my favourite Ozzy song from the moment I heard it, it's always been my favourite and always will be my favourite. It's from 1991's No More Tears, and it's the song of the same name. Yeah, so Zach Wild's second album, he's getting his feet well under the table at this point, and the production is very 80s. It's got this like uh, bass intro, which apparently was written by Mike Inez, played in the studio by Bob Daisley, but then Mike Inez is credited on the album and plays it live then. So I don't know, but it's this phenomenal bass line at the start, and it just hooks you in. It's unbelievable. I think the whole song is based around like one note, one chord, but it just works, you know. The drums by Randy Castillo, they're they're not flashy, they're just perfect. They're just a complete groove, and they're very well EQ'd, and they're very 80s sounding, even though this album was 1991. But then you've got, of course, Zach Wild. He, you know, in the verse, it's a call and response from Ozzy. You know, so Ozzy's singing a line, and then Zach is coming out with like he's got slide guitar, he's got riffs, he's got squeals where he's doing pinch harmonics with his thumb on the guitar, something he pioneered throughout the 80s and 90s. But I think the song is absolutely fantastic. I prefer the album version, which is I think 7.5 minutes in comparison to the single edit, which was around the 5 minute mark. Because there's a breakdown in the middle, which is all like keys and synths and stuff.
Yeah.
Some people might think it's a bit cheesy, but I think it's like Stairway to Heaven, Led Zeppelin. It's building up to this peak, this climax, and this climax is Zach Wild absolutely ripping through one of the best guitar solos, one of the best rock or metal guitar solos of all time, in my opinion. It's perfectly weighted. He's got these long, drawn out notes that match the keys for the first few bars. And then once the drums kick back in, it's almost like a different song. You've got a four chords, and he's just ripping through this pentatonic scales. He's shredding. He's up and down the neck. He's it's just unmistakably Zach Wild. And that solo, as you can hear from my voice, that solo left a lasting impression on me, like for since I heard it, and it's always been my favorite Ozzy song. Absolutely love it. Even listening to it today, I was listening to it like I must have listened to it 5 or 6 times today, just in preparation for this, just to make sure it's the right song. But
Yeah.
definitely the right song. Definitely the right song for me. No More Tears from 1991.
Yeah, great shout. Just going to the bass line too, it definitely was very Alice in Chains, wasn't it? That feel,
Mm.
you know. I felt listening to it today too, I felt like, I think Lars Ulrich was quoted, I believe they were in a strip club or something one time, and they're like, why is Motley Crue's song being played in the strip club, and why can we not be played in the strip club? And No More Tears to me, I think like the first half of that could be played somewhere like that, and the second half of that song could be at the end of a Rocky film where he's training up a mountain or something.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's two songs I feel like, but it's absolutely fantastic. A great shout, an absolutely killer song, and the solo, I agree, it's mind blowing, and it's Zach Wild all over it, like unbelievable. Eric,
Yeah, Rob, no surprise there. You stole my number one.
What?
Tears is my top one as well. But to be fair, what I'll do is I'll throw in another wild card because I've got a list of songs here.
Well, come here.
Fresh.
I didn't know you were that big a fan of that song.
I love that song,
So the
man.
next time we meet up for a jam now, you know what song we're playing?
No More Tears, yeah.
Yeah, baby.
So I might
Although I'll have to practice my chops to try and get up to
best
Zach's
look
speed.
best look at that one, man.
It'll be improv, yeah.
Yeah, I'll throw in from the debut album, Suicide Solution. Absolute deadly song. Love the lyrics. Love the drama that went on around the song as well. Apparently, Ozzy was going to be sued, because it was like these lyrics. They thought there was hidden messages and the devil in it and all this. It's just a rocking song, man. Like it's just incredible. It's one of my favorite Ozzy songs. I was delighted he played it on his last gig as well.
yeah.
So yeah, that'd be top for me. Now, No More Tears is there, but Rob, you stole it from me, so I have to say the next one for
Oh,
me
you,
is Suicide
you
Solution.
you can pick it if you want as well, man. You know we haven't had any repeats so far, which I am astounded by.
So am
No
I.
repeats.
Right. Well, I'll go, and I'd say you to be fairly sure what I'm going with. I'm going with Crazy Train. Um, it's one of the most iconic
Iconic.
tracks, 1980. Randy Rhodes' solo is just, and I remember the video, I'm sure you've all seen it, where Ozzy and Jack are in a studio somewhere and they isolate the solo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you can hear it so clear, and it's just and Ozzy's just like.
blown away still.
Yeah, his mouth is open after all these years. He's like, he was just so good, so clean as well. But yeah, that song, everything about it. I love the wee theatrics. Even the what is it called? The yoke that they spin at the start. What is that called?
Slapstick,
Yeah,
fire
yeah,
stick. Yeah,
yeah. That's cool, and I love the fact that he plays on all that theatric stuff. It's so cool.
yeah,
But Crazy Train for me
he
is
was he was doing it right up to the end. Doing the eyes and the hands. Even
yeah.
though he's very sick, he was still giving it that.
Theatrics. Yeah,
And God bless him.
yeah, definitely. But even like looking back at some of the live shows with the buckets of water and stuff like that. Bobo, I think you were telling me about, was it McGonagall's? Is that what it's called in Dublin?
Yeah, yeah. McGonagall's used to be. So if you came out of Brussels and went straight across Grattan Street, it was the street parallel. I think it might be a clothes store or something. And it was two live rehearsals, 2 nights. I went the second night. Um, there was this stupid thing at the time. Some metalheads would spit on bands. Like there was a big thing with Anthrax and walked off. They were doing it on Sackwell, and Ozzy just came out and threw a bucket of water over everyone. He wasn't having it.
Right. But didn't it stick though? He done that in nearly all of his shows then, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was a theme then.
yeah. And he was always great. Like live, I've seen him in the Top Hat in Dunleary, which isn't there. Geezer, I think I said this to you before. Geezer was playing with him there. I thought that's the closest I'll ever get to seeing Black Sabbath.
Yeah. Wow.
And then the McGonagall's one, and then I didn't see him for years until Black Sabbath reformed.
Did you see them in 2017 in January, Bobo?
I was
That
I
the
was living in the
pre-release?
UK at the time,
Oh,
so I
were you?
think I
Yeah.
went to see them in the O2 in London.
Oh, very good.
Was that the one with the year I seen them? Uncle Acid were the support bands. So I think it
Don't
might
know
have been the
who.
following. I think the following
Yeah,
year might have been the Rival Sons.
yeah. I didn't get in for the support band that night. I just got in for Sabbath. But Tommy Clafitos was on the drums,
Yeah.
and then of course
Uh,
Geezer and Tony and Ozzy. Yeah,
so did he start with Black Sabbath or War Pigs at that gig?
start with Black Sabbath.
Yeah. So that's the second. I'd seen him on the tour before that, where he started with War Pigs.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you
That's
ever
how
see
I
them,
keep
Eric?
the dates straight in my head.
Eric, did you ever catch them?
sadly, no, I've never. Every time Ozzy pulled into town, I was always mad to go see him, and he cancelled nearly every single gig. I remember years ago trying to go see him in Dublin. They cancelled the gig, and then I had tickets to go see him there. It's the last gig he announced, and with Judas Priest, I had tickets for that,
Yeah.
and he pulled out that as well. They're going to reschedule it. Then eventually got cancelled, so I never got to see him, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah, I'm in the same boat. Yeah, that was interesting, boys. I'm absolutely gobsmacked that there was one crossover between Rob and Eric. But before we finish up, boys, what are you listening to lately? Any new albums that decent?
Yeah,
I am listening to the new Alice Cooper album with the
Right,
original band, and it's great.
nice one, man. Yeah, nice one. I'm checking out a band. They're called President.
right.
So it's a four-piece kind of metal band. They're kind of like of the same vein of what's that band called? They wear masks. Not Slipknot,
Go.
Ghost.
not Ghost.
Mudvayne, is it?
Um,
No, they
Sleep Token.
yeah, Sleep Token. The lead
All
singer,
right.
they know the lead singer is Charlie Simpson from Fight Star.
Is he? Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
100%. Yeah, it's
Okay.
his voice.
Okay.
But the mystery there's a mystery who the guitarist and bassist and drummer is, but they're insane. They packed out download. They done a tent show. They only had 2 songs released. They packed the place out. Go check them out. They're real kind of, it's very Sleep Token, but it's very heavy as well.
What are they called, Eric?
Uh, President.
Residents. Okay.
Yeah,
They
Yeah.
announced
There's
a
a lot
gig
of.
in Dublin today. It
That's
came up on my feed.
Oh
yeah,
So they're
right.
playing Dublin, I think.
that's right. Yeah, they announced the Academy, so the tickets are going on sale on Friday, and I'll definitely be going to that gig.
That'll sell out.
Yeah, I'm a massive
That'll sell
fan of
out.
Fight Star. I went to see them loads. Like I was really into them, and I'm delighted
Yeah.
Charlie Simpson's back because he's an amazing musician. Like, you
But the
forgive
hype,
busted days, but he's an
yeah.
incredible guitarist and screaming voice and fight star. Like, he's really good.
I know Dave
Yeah.
Moore from Today FM is a huge fan of his, and like Dave is into some heavy shit. Like Dave likes Slayer and all that heavy stuff, and like you just said, he's a big fan of his too. He reckons his range and everything is phenomenal.
Oh, he's incredible. Yeah, like just go check out some of their presidents. Go check out the 4 songs or 3 songs on Spotify. I think their EP's been coming out now in August sometime. So, be definitely going to that gig. It's in April next year.
Cool. Rob, what about
Very
yourself?
good. Yeah, I just picked this up off the shelf. Ghost, the latest album from Ghost, Skeleton.
Cool.
Yeah, to be honest, it's probably not the strongest album by the band, but the production's amazing and there's some great songs on here. Great riffs. They're just a great rock metal band. Very pristine on the production. So it does sound very 80s, I have to say. Probably like in the vein of, I don't know, maybe some of the Def Leppard stuff, some of the Whitesnake stuff, maybe some of the Boston stuff like that. But I love them. I think they're a great band. I missed them when they played Slane with Metallica. So me and Eric were busy. So
Oh, man. I can't remember two. I can't remember one song from that gig. I was absolutely. Did you ever go
yeah.
to Plastered? That was me at that gig. I was made to show myself at
So Gav saw them. He said they were shy.
it.
Yeah, I usually I did my usual trick when they were coming off. I made the push and I got right to the barrier nearly from Metallica. So I was kind of like, come on, hurry up. Just yeah. Sometimes I need to learn. Sometimes I don't give bands enough time and just aren't. I'm not open enough to new music. And Rob, you know all about it when you sent me Turnstile's new album, and I kind of shit on it straight away. And
Yeah,
now I really like it. I really
yeah, yeah.
and I've been
You see
recommending
it.
it.
You got to listen to the album at least twice, Gav. Before you shit on
I know,
it.
I know.
I'm
Sometimes,
just messing. I'm just
no,
messing.
it's true. It is
But
true. But no, because when I first listened to the album, I was like, oh, it's too poppy. Like it's just not for me. And then I was like, it's actually all right. And then I was like, okay, no, this is actually really good. It was
yeah,
really good. I'm actually really looking forward to that show in
can't wait.
November. I've been
It got
listening.
moved. Actually, it got moved from Halloween to November, didn't it?
Yeah,
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 I was actually I'm playing a gig on Halloween night, but I might try and get a ticket if I can for the Tree Arena because now it's on in November. I'd be free, so I might get a ticket and go along with you
Yeah,
lads.
it's on the Saturday, the 1st of November.
Are you standing at it? Or is
it's
Yeah, we're
all
standing.
standing. I think they're only selling standing,
oh where are they? Jeez,
which
that's
is
unusual, isn't
weird.
it? For Tree
Uh,
Arena.
yeah, yeah, but maybe that'll change. I don't know. I've been listening to a lot of Tin Lizzy, the early stuff, because we were doing some deep dives on the podcast. I reviewed the debut album Tin Lizzy. And it's a great album. My God, it's really good. I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much, and then I just did the Vagabonds one, the Western World. Really,
Amazing,
really,
amazing.
really good. So yeah, me and Luke's doing one each. So I think my next one, Luke's doing Nightlife, and then I'm doing fight. Is it fighting? What's it called?
Yeah, fighting. Yeah,
Yeah, I had to listen to it today. Yeah, some
yeah,
great, such a step up too. Like
Steady man.
Rosalie opening it. So yeah, I've been really jamming the Tin Lizzy. So I'm all over that. But yeah, lads, thanks a million for coming on. Hopefully we'll do it again. Maybe we'll get a new topic, and make sure you go and check out Rob's channel. Rob, tell us about your channel.
yeah. Well, again, we passed the 6,200 mark there, so going well. Kind of the content isn't as much as it used to be. I used to be posting every day, but just with commitments and different things going on, I'm not able to stick to that schedule. So probably looking at more, nuanced videos. So I just actually recorded one today. It's being premiered tomorrow night at 7 p.m. and I don't know if it'll be for this audience, but it's the Oasis 8 studio albums ranked in the tier list. So yeah, go check it out if you're interested in that. But I have plenty more of those kind of rankings coming up with Metallica and all good rock stuff and stuff. So yeah, keep tuned for that.
Go and follow Rob and subscribe to his channel, Wall of Game. Boys, again, a big thank you, and let's do this again soon.
Anytime.
That's
And I'll remember to switch the lights on the next time.
Oh yeah, Are you still there, Bobo? I thought you dropped off.
All
I
right,
can see
buddy.
your teeth now. So.